Hello and welcome to Paid Media Monthly, a new series by Exposure.ninja where we look at the latest news, trends and effective paid search and paid social campaigns. I'm Dale Davies, the head of marketing at Exposure.ninja, and I'm joined by Rebecca Pilkington, our head of paid media. Hi, Rebecca, how are you doing?
I'm good, thanks. How are you?
Pretty good. So far, we aren't really having the technical issues that we had last time.
Yeah,
So good.
fingers crossed.
Well, if you're joining us for the first time, what happens is we go through what's happening in paid media, what the latest news is, the trends that we're seeing emerging. We also try and tackle some of the questions you may have, as well as look at some of the campaigns or ads that we think are really effective that you should be trying to replicate yourselves. Now, it'll be from our campaigns with our clients, as well as campaigns out there in the wild that we think are impressive and are likely driving high performance too. So Rebecca, perhaps kick us off with updating us on what has happened in paid media over the last month.
Yeah, so in paid media, we've had a few changes this last quarter. We've had a few changes on Google Ads and a few updates to the Meta ad platform as well. The first thing I wanted to speak about is the brand suitability controls that Google Ads have rolled out. So if you don't know what these are like a placement negative keyword lists where you can, with the PMax campaigns and YouTube and the Discovery Network, you can basically put guardrails in place for where you want your brand to be seen. So if you're a finance company or a healthcare company, this is very important for your brand image. And it just, with the new AI campaigns and PMax in YouTube and the home feeds, it just makes sure that your content is protected and it's alongside suitable content. So before we just had that for the PMax campaigns, but now that's rolled across to YouTube and Discovery as well. And you can manage it all in one place. So you're not having to go to the different platforms and set up your suitability controls. You can just do that from within Google Ads now.
Are we seeing this as like a high impact thing or something that's going to make me need to change what I'm doing at all?
It's not really anything high impact. It's just more for the advertisers. It just makes our life a bit easier. And from a client point of view, so an advertiser to a client point of view, it's just making sure that the client's brand is protected and it's not going to be side by side with any inappropriate content, or you could even use it for competitor content as well if you don't want to be shown side by side for competitor content. So it's just like a more user friendly update to the interface.
Okay, what else do you have for us?
Yes, so this is really cool. So on the Meta platform, I don't know if any of you listening have been using the Advantage shopping campaigns. So they were relatively new a couple of years ago, and they're kind of like the Google Ads PMax campaign. So you set up your shopping feed, you give some audience signals rather than like a specific target, and then you let Meta use its machine learning and AI to find relevant customers to buy your products. So it was only available for the e-commerce side of the business. Now what we're seeing is that that's been rebranded to be an Advantage Plus sales campaign. So now it also supports lead gen. So like the PMax, you can have a shopping feed or you can run a lead gen campaign again. And this is just like reiterating what we've been saying for the past year, that we need to stop over segmenting our campaigns and focus more on getting valuable data into our ads platforms, whether that's Google, whether that's Meta, and let the AI do the heavy lifting and find the right audience within the parameters that we're feeding it. So that will be really exciting to test as well.
Interesting. What's the timeline for that? How soon is that kind of rolling out? Or is it already out there?
So that should be out there now. From what I've read, it's out there now. I've not seen this just yet. So it's something that, again, I'm looking to get my hands on. So it could potentially be in beta But it just reaffirms that, we're moving towards more AI. Well, we're being pushed really. So we have to get on board with it sooner or later if you've not already got on board with it. So we're being pushed more towards like AI campaigns. And that is something that looks like that it's going to take forefront of future advertising strategies. And it's something that's at the forefront of a lot of our advertising strategies as well.
So does that mean you're changing tact on like how you're approaching some of these campaigns?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, when PMax first launched, a lot of people shied away from it. So that's a couple of years old as well now. But what we did at Exposure Ninja is we really, for want of a better saying, took the bull by the horns and started testing and didn't really shy away from it. So we need to be doing the same on Meta as well. We need to be testing it, setting up those little test environments away from your main campaigns and understanding how it works, because once you understand, and I think the understanding from a lot of advertisers and a lot of brands is getting better, because we've got AI on our mobile phone. Like, it's in everyday life now. Like, it's you can't really escape AI at the moment. So I think the understanding's a lot better as well, so people are less scared to test and implement these campaigns. And it just affirms that why first party data is so important, to leverage like a really strong high ROI campaign as well.
Mm. And is creative like going to be a crucial part of this? Like, do I need to upgrade my creative game as well to kind of really get the best results?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So there is only so much that we can do with the data. So you have your data, you have your first party data, which is your offline conversions, your CRM data, your lead data. And that's all the data that you own as a company that you can put back into your advertising. And what we're seeing is a shift away from third party data. So not to be confused with first party data. And that's the cookies that used to be able to follow us around from website to website. We're moving away from that now. So once you've got your structure and your targeting set up, the main levers, and I say this all the time, the main levers that you will be pulling to test will be the creative element. So it's not just about testing, or I'll test an image versus a video. It's more about testing what speaks to your audience. And I think that can be confused when we're talking about creative testing. I think a lot of people think that it's just, well, yeah, I'll set a carousel up, or I'll set a YouTube video up, and I'll set a search ad up. That's great to do that. Please do that still. But what we're talking about is making sure that you're answering your potential purchasers' pain points, that you're highlighting your USPs, and you're testing like different brand messaging and those kind of things within the creatives.
Interesting. You say about like testing all of these different things. I often like, either speak with or hear about other campaigns or some that we've helped or assisted with, where they're running 200 different ads, all these different variants, and different, the same image but with 6 different types of wording within that image, and then the ad copy is different, and they're just firing stuff at it. Like there's a couple of like home cleaning products. I know their ads team is spending loads of money just testing hundreds of ads. Do you have to go that big and like test all those different variations, or is it literally just coming back down to understanding your customer, like you said before?
A little bit of both. So you should
Mm.
have a lot of data across your business if you've been tracking everything. So you should understand who your customers are, their personas, what they like, what they don't like. So you should already have an idea of the type of messaging that you want to test. Another benefit of AI as well is that we can test multiple messaging in one ad without having to create hundreds and hundreds of ads in one ad set. So in Meta and in Google Ads as well, we can write different headlines, different descriptions, and then the AI will just interchange them and see what people react with the most. So that is how we would test the messaging. So there really is no need to have like hundreds and hundreds of ads within an ad set. And also, if you are doing that manually, how can you even, like, just by looking at a glance, and the paid landscape, it changes from day to day. How are you going to be able to make sure that nothing's overspending, that it's getting enough budget? It's going to fragment the budget unless you've got huge budgets, and it's just not visibly, you're not going to be able to manage it that well at all. You'll have to be relying on other bits of software to be pulling information out, and lots of different reports to see what's working and what's not. So it's really not necessary anymore.
Interesting. So we're kind of covering like what's happening as well as we'll go on to like the latest news, the big things that we should be aware of. Like, how is the landscape of paid search looking right now? Is it looking? Are you like quite optimistic? Are we seeing like good results? Is it a testing time? Because I see a lot of commentary on social of like different perspectives. Some people are seeing fantastic results. They're getting their best ROAS ever. Others are spending more than they may have done last year. What's it looking like from where you're sitting?
I'm pretty optimistic from what we have seen across the landscape. And this all depends on brand as well, but there's different ways to use AI within your ads. So, for example, if we reference, just going to do a little plug here for our Aged Care Bathrooms Paid Media Awards win that we've just won for our UK campaign. We used a lot of AI within that campaign. So we used PMAX campaigns, and we used like the very early AI Max, like I suppose you could call it like a prototype. So we would use the AI to generate the copy for us using the human written content from the landing pages, which worked really well. And we also used PMAX campaigns. So they're two different types of campaigns and two different ways. That's one way that you can use the AI. We did generate really good results for that client. And within the first month of running the AI campaign, we had like 600 plus extra leads to the campaign, and they were converting. I'm trying to think from memory. I'm sure they converted about a 50% conversion lead to sale conversion rate. So that's obviously like a really good way to scale as well. But then if we look at DSLD, which is another award win for our campaigns as well, we tested PMAX, and in that instance, it didn't really work for that brand. We got lower quality leads, a lot of spammy leads as well. So the way that we used AI within that campaign was testing lots of different ad creatives. So the videos, the RSA ads, and they would rotate to find which copy worked best and which content worked best. And then we'd iterate down and start again. And then with the automated bidding strategies as well. So even if one doesn't work, one works for one brand, it's not going to say that it works for another brand, but there's different ways that you can utilize AI in your PPC campaigns. And you do have to test. It's not one size fits all.
Interesting. Let's go on to the latest news then. What's the biggest news that we should be aware of?
So the biggest, I'm not sure if it's the biggest news. We've had quite a bit of updates this last quarter to Google Ads, but one that I am really excited about is the Google Merchant Center creative content section. So if you can pull that up on the screen now, Dale, I can show everyone around this. So basically what this is it means you can align your organic content with your paid content as well. So in the Merchant Center for e-commerce brands is where you have all your product data, and then you map your product data to your creatives. So if I just click here in the product studio, now this is just a dummy account, so there's nothing here. So as you can see, you can create lots of really cool product images, product videos. You can have overlays on them. You can have certain image themes. There's templates in here. It's basically Canva, but for Google Merchant Center. So you can make your products stand out in the feed. So when you've got a shopping ad, whether that's paid or organic, you'll notice a lot of the products are just on a white background. This gives you the ability to map your videos or your images to your products, and as it says here, generate better product images, which is going to increase your click-through rate and hopefully increase your conversion rate as well. So that's really cool. And that's one arm of the creative content. And then we have the video assets as well here. So this is just one place where, as I said, we can map the products to the videos, and it can pull in images from the websites, images from the social channels. We can use AI to generate better versions of those videos as well. And then you can deploy those across all campaigns. So organic, ad campaigns, brand profile. But that's all within Merchant Center, and we've not really had anything like that before. So that's quite exciting for the e-com brands.
Is this something that's going to be applicable to all e-com brands? Like, do you have to be a certain level of expenditure to be able to put these to the test?
No, they're available to anybody that's got a product feed set up. So if you've got a product feed set up, you should be starting to see this roll into your, if it's not already there now, it'll be rolling out this quarter into your Merchant Center account. So you'll be able to play around with that, test those, and publish those product listings as well across all your platforms that use the Merchant Center for the product feed. So it's just aligning your brand, it's continuity from one place to another place. We know through looking at sales attributions that if it's not a first click interaction to a purchase, that they have multiple interactions with your brand. And it's just making sure that's seamless and that you've got high quality visuals across all brand interactions.
And could you pull some of these assets out of the platform to then use elsewhere? Do you know?
You can pull assets into the platform. You won't be able to pull assets out of the platform. As far as I'm aware, that's not something that I've seen or read about that you can do, but you can definitely pull, like, scrape the website, get any website images, crawl the social media pages, including TikTok as well. So if you've spent a lot of time editing a TikTok video and you want to use that on a PMax account for like YouTube Shorts, you can scrape that and use that there as well.
I find these like really, really exciting. I think I saw like an earlier version of this at Google Marketing Live, whatever it was, like earlier in the year. Like some of the examples that they're showing were absolutely brilliant. And it just, just gives you another avenue to go down when you already have like your product shot sorted out. You're just like, okay, I need something that I can run out in a week from now. I've got a new campaign idea. I want to get it out there. If I have to wait to engage with a multimedia person to take, or photographers take the shots, a videographer, it's going to take weeks and weeks, and there's project briefs to fill out. This can be done in a couple of hours, it seems.
Yeah, it's really good for functionality. It's really good for like ad hoc things, or being reactive to something that's happened as well, or if you're on the back foot with Black Friday and Cyber Monday, you can quickly put some overlays over your products and use the templates to make them look a bit more eye-catching. Obviously, it's never going to replace like a video editor or a videography agency and having, those high-end briefs. But I think it's really good for those that maybe are like just the brand themselves working on visuals, or like for those ad hoc spare of the moment, when you're wanting to get something up quickly, or even just optimizing your feed, because especially for e-commerce, we see a lot of accounts come in and the headlines and titles and description haven't been optimized for like paid versus organic and those kind of things. So it's just another way to make your ads look, or your organic listings even, look more compelling against your competitors. And it's just really easy to use and all in in one place.
What would you advise everybody who's running paid campaigns or manages, or maybe is a marketing leader who kind of maybe engages with somebody internally or externally? What would you advise to them about this update?
I would advise make sure you're sticking to your brand guidelines first of all. So make sure you have a good brand guidelines policy and follow that to the T, because the main takeaway from this is that it allows continuity across organic, paid, website and social. So although it's great to experiment and use those templates and create something new, you don't want it to go that far away from your brand that it's unrecognizable. It's all about making sure that that journey is seamless, that when people see your product, they're automatically like, I know which brand that is just by the colors or the logo and those kind of things. So I would say if you are going to start designing things within the merchant center, just make sure it all aligns with the guidelines.
Yeah. There's a MarTech company who is targeting me hard at the moment with ads, and I'm getting them across all the social networks, and none of the coloring or anything like that matches the brand guidelines. So it actually took me a little while to figure out who it was, and that for some marketing disruption can be really useful to make people think twice. Like, oh, actually, I'm so used to seeing that brand, I scroll past it, and it can be very, very useful, and it's definitely a choice to make that can turn things around. But again, part of that experimental budget, perhaps. I wouldn't make like all of your campaigns about that, because then I'm like, I don't know who this is. And you
Yeah.
lose. So
Yeah, and you want it to be high quality as well, because I have seen some like a window company recently, and maybe we'll look at those next month or into the next year, but you can tell they've been playing around with Canva, and for the price that their windows and doors cost, the imagery doesn't reflect the luxury brand that it's meant to be. So yeah, as long as it looks to high quality and you're not compromising on that quality, then yeah, absolutely.
and that's no shade on Canva. Like
No.
I love Canva. It's an incredible tool. Just
No,
in,
definitely not shade on Canva.
yeah, in the right hands. So one aspect of Canva I really love is that you can use it for that multivariate testing. You
Mhm.
can find an image, find some placeholder in there, and then feed it a CSV of different text to try any image, and suddenly you've got 50 different images you can then use and like test out to see if you want to go that big, if you want to be in that 200 300 variants of the same image territory, if you can afford to do that.
Yeah.
But I'll take us through to the question of the month. So you're welcome to send us questions. We'll answer them live on air through the comments or through the live chats. But if you really definitely want to get picked up, you can go to exposure.ninja/PMM, leave us a voice message, and we'll play that next month. You don't have to tell us like where you're working. If you want to keep it, secretive and clandestine, that's absolutely fine. But we do have a question from Jen, who works at a mortgage lender, and they want to know about the latest update to the paid search, or to Google Ads specifically within search results. So for those who aren't aware, they've added a sponsored above the typical links. They've added a hide the sponsored results, I think it is, button. Like it's a little thing. We'll just like hide them away. So their question is, Google has added the ability to hide sponsored ads in search results. Should we be concerned? And is there anything we need to change to combat this?
Yeah, that's a really good question, actually. And the short answer is not immediately, but it's something that we should be aware of as advertisers, that this is an option and that the results could basically disappear. However, the reason why I'm not concerned is because I feel like this is aimed more at the privacy conscious people and those that wouldn't engage with ads anyway. If you're coming to Google and you're being shown sponsored ads, you're looking for you're specifically looking for things. But it just goes to reaffirm that you need to really focus on your quality of your ads and the relevance of your ads as well, because I mean, I don't know about you, Dale, but when I hired ads, it's because they're like so irrelevant or nothing that's related to anything about me, that I just don't want to keep seeing them. So I will give that feedback across Google, across Meta and other platforms, that I don't want to see ads like this anymore, because it's not something I'm interested in. So as long as we need to really focus on making sure that ads don't look spammy, ads are informative and creative, and making sure that, we're really getting the quality of your product and service across without, like people don't want to scroll past the first 4 listings. They don't want to scroll to the bottom of the page. They don't even go to page 2. If you have a well-written ad that matches the keywords to what the people are searching, and then they click through and the landing page experience is reflective of what they've searched and the keywords that they've searched, then you're going to get conversions from the ad. So from that aspect, it doesn't really worry me at this point, but of course we need to think about it. And then it just goes to emphasize as well that all these new introductions to the ads platforms, that we need to be moving beyond search campaigns. So we've got PMAX campaigns, we've got video campaigns, we've got the discovery network, we've got the display network. Not everything is reliant on search, and there's more emphasis with the type of ads and the new campaigns that Google are releasing, that they want us to be more relevant. So like, for example, PMAX looking at the search network and AI Max looking on the search network, we're giving these broad match tools so that we can closely align our ads to exactly what people are searching for. And then we're giving the visual tools as well with the campaigns that I've just mentioned to really raise your brand profile and those brand trust and signals to have a really good user experience. So that would be my advice for those, to really focus on brand trust, brand authority, and a really good user experience, and you shouldn't have too much of a problem.
That's great. A question from Dale, who works at Exposure Ninja, is why do you think that they've brought this in, the ability in to be able to hide the sponsored results?
Oh, that's good, actually. I think it's just to reaffirm the privacy conscious. We can opt out of cookies. We're getting more sandbox features, more privacy features. It could all be to do with legislation, although nothing's changed recently in the legislation like GDPR and those things. So I think it's just to encourage better user experiences, and again, just really quell those privacy conscious fears as well. A lot of people opt out of cookies now, and it's just one of those things where there'll be a way to get around it somehow.
Do you think there's any connection with this update, the ability to hide sponsored results, and the development of AI mode, and the introduction of AI overviews and things like that? Do you think the two things are related, or do you think this is just about traditional search? It's not connected to those two other things.
It could be to do with that, like the broader campaigns that I mentioned there, so that you get featured more in AI mode and overview listings. If you've got your campaigns on broad match, you're more likely to appear within those snippets. So it definitely feels like it's linked with that. And again, just emphasize like sensibly using and strategizing with AI within your paid strategies.
Super. Well, thanks, Jen, for your question. If you do want to send your question for next month, you can go to exposure.ninja/PMM, and we'll be able to share that next month in December, which we're doing on Christmas Day. I hadn't told you, Rebecca. That's going to be on the 25th of December. Brilliant. So we'll go on to our last part of this live stream, which is the campaign of the month. Rebecca, what do you have lined up for us?
Yes, so I've been looking at Wren Kitchens, as it's called, or Wren Kitchens and Bathrooms, and I thought they had a really good campaigns. The ads that I'm seeing are really good quality, and it just got me thinking, what keywords, what strategy is this brand using? Because they're all over Google. They're using video, they're using search ads, I assume some of these videos will be from the PMAX campaigns as well, so I assume they're using PMAX. So I thought I'd have a little dig around and see what they're targeting and what their other ads looked like. So Wren Kitchens and Bathrooms, they sell kitchens and bathrooms, but they're more well known for their kitchens, and that is reflected in the keywords as well. So if we have a little look in SEMrush, we can see lots of information about the number of keywords that are being targeted, the amount of traffic that's coming from paid, and an estimated traffic cost as well. Now, this is an estimation because the only true way to know how many keywords, the traffic and the cost, is to have access to their ad account, which we don't. But it gives us a good idea of what they're doing, what they're spending, and who and what they're targeting. So if we just scroll down here to the paid keywords that we're seeing within the campaigns, there's a lot of kitchen related keywords, as you would expect. You can see they've got heavy reliance on brand protection here. So we've got Wren Kitchens and various different Wren's Kitchens reviews, and those kind of things. It's very interesting that they're targeting reviews on ads as well. And then it looks like they've got some competitor campaigns running as well. So we've got ads that are targeting IKEA fitted wardrobes. Howdens is a kitchen supplier as well. B&Q kitchens, and then we can see they've got some top of funnel keywords as well. So they're wanting to get in front of people in that consideration and research period. So we've got kitchen inspo, kitchen planning, and some other bits and pieces in here. So from what we can see within the keyword structure, it's a very well-rounded, multi-funnel campaign that they look to be building within Google Ads. So just to look at the ad copy, and I really like this in SEMrush because not only can you see the ad copy, you can see which keywords are triggering the ads as well. So this campaign here, we can see, this ad here we can see is from what I would call a competitor's campaign because they're bidding on IKEA fitted wardrobe. So this is a bedroom ad, and you can see bedroom packages and then the price there that's just cut off, and then some ad copy here. Now the ad copy generally is good, but just a little bit of improvement on this one. There's not really any USPs here or any call to action. So if you're wanting to stand out against your competitor, what we would write in the ad copies is why you're better than your competitor. So do you come with 10-year guarantee? Do you have are all your kitchen fitters, bedroom fitters employed by you? That's a trust signal kind of reviews and a call to action. But we're just not really getting that from these ads. This one's quite short, which is surprising. So there's lots of room for improvement on this one, but generally the ad copy is good and the structure looks really good. So this is just a kitchen company ad, and you can see they're promoting, they've got 60% off, book your appointment, design your dream kitchen with a free home measure design consultation. So there's lots of things mentioned in that ad that gives trust signals and USPs of why they're better. Luxury kitchen finishes, modern classics, then they've got their like back catalogue in there as well. So that's a really nice one that I liked. And I know there were some brand ones here. Yes, this is the brand one. So Wren Kitchens is the headline, and then a few USPs here. I do feel like the USPs could have been a bit stronger on the brand campaign. Again, talking about how they're different to their competitors, and just a stronger call to action with that one. But I really liked the structure they're going with. I love the top of funnel content, the price estimator tool. So this is calculators, quizzes, price estimator tools, anything like that is really, really good way to increase your first party data. So I keep talking about first party data and how important it is for AI. Sending people in the research phase to a piece of content, such as a price estimator tool, will allow you to then get hold of those people's information and allow you to retarget them later in their purchase journey when they've done all their research, they know what kitchen they want, and now they're just looking for best prices, best brand to go with. You can retarget them later down the funnel as well. So yeah, I really liked this setup. I'm just going to go to the Transparency Center within Google Ads, which is a free tool which you can all use, just so you can see what they look like within the network as well. So we've got, these look like display ads, and we had some videos somewhere as well. There's a video here, so there's definitely some PMAX campaigns running, I would have thought. And yeah, I think this is just a well-rounded campaign. I really liked this one. I was surprised.
Yeah, it looks really interesting. I wonder with like SEMrush or any other parts of that advertising toolkit that you find quite useful, just since we're in here.
Yeah, so the let me see if I can, there's lots of things within here. So this is the advertising toolkit, and there's lots of research bits and pieces as well. There's an ads history, so you can see.
Just need to switch this over, Rebecca.
Oh, sorry. Can you see that now?
I can, yes.
Yep, so there's, unfortunately, we've not got the ads history for this one, but you will be able to see lots of older ads that are no longer running. This is a display tool as well. So you can see which image ads are running on the display network. You just enter the domain there, and then a keyword research tool as well. So as well as Google Planner as well, you can use the PPC keyword tool. And I really like Ad Clarity as well. And that just allows you to look at different sorts of ads rather than just Google ads. So we can look at influence analytics, we can look at social media ads within this section here. So SEMrush is really useful advertising tool. This is not set up here, but yeah, you can try it for free and get access to all these features and sign up if you wish. But yeah, it's great. I love it.
In fact, if you click on that second image on the right-hand side, I think it gives you a little bit of a preview of what it looks like. But yeah, I would completely agree with you. And this isn't an opportunity to talk about how amazing SEMrush is, as great as they are. And we are a partner of them. But actually, just because I wanted to reference it because of how useful it is for me personally when doing my market research. So I imagine it's the same in the paid media team, where you're trying to look at competitors and see what they're doing. This just gives you one place to kind of get all of that all together rather than having to kind of sift through the internet for it. And in particular, like if you go through, anybody who subscribes to our YouTube channel, so head over to youtube.com/exposure.ninja. You'll see loads of videos about paid media, about SEO, about brands. So if you saw our video earlier this year about Hims and how their marketing campaign is put together, their strategy and their plans and what the tactics are, a lot of that research took place within SEMrush because it just has everything that you could possibly need. So again, big love to SEMrush over there. But if you haven't yet used it for yourself for your own research, I'd definitely recommend doing so. Super. Rebecca, any final thoughts before we close up this month's Paid Media Monthly?
Yeah, I would say embrace AI. As always, I always say embrace AI. Keep testing. Make sure you're ahead of the changes that are coming. Don't be taken by surprise. Use and test all these new features that are available to you very early. Understand how they're working, and then apply them to your strategy once you know how they work, rather than scrambling to keep up.
Super. Well, thank you everyone for joining us. If you have enjoyed this, you can just like wherever you're watching this. We're available on every different network. If you leave us a comment just to let us know you've enjoyed it or what you'd like to see more of, will be really useful. And if you want to get more from us, you can head over to our website, exposure.ninja.com. You'll be able to find oodles of different types of resources that will help you to deliver against your objectives and do better tactics and get better campaign efficiency from paid media, as well as from search and from AI search too. So if you want to get more, head on over to exposure.ninja.com. Thanks, Rebecca, and see you all next month on the 25th of December. Cheers. Bye.
Bye.